Hey everyone. Hello. Okay. Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm like a minute or two late this morning. I was interrupted. Plus, I ran into a little problem with our. Oh goodness. Okay, I ran into a little problem with our file today, and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out. So good morning to you. It's Friday. Yay, we made it. Another week of the pandemic down in the books. And you know what Friday is. Friday is 3D Friday here on Cricut Chat. So we're going to do, as we had talked about on other videos prior, and as I posted on the page, we're going to be doing a Daffodil Tealight from Dreaming Tree. And I'm going to take you through the entire process from acquiring the file to putting it together. I did also want to talk about Vellum, or what you can use if you don't have the colored vellum that you need. So I'm going to talk about that too. But before I begin, and this is what we're making, it is I just finished it like right now as I was talking. It is a Daffodil Tealight, and it's a free file from Dreaming Tree, which you can find at 3dsvg.com. Now, Dreaming Tree has a lot of free files. They also have last week of work at the Tooth Factory. Oh, I know. So how you doing, all my Texas friends? Are you thawing out? Do you have heat now? Do you have electricity? Did your senator come back from wherever he went, Mexico? Oh man, they would catch so much trouble up here in Massachusetts if the senator ducked out during a crisis like that. But then again, it's Massachusetts, so maybe it's different. I don't know. Anyway, so this is Cricut Chat. There are a couple of announcements I want to make. And good morning, Kirsten and everyone. Emmy, good morning. We're Cricut Chat. And this is a Monday through Friday show at 9 a.m. every day, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. And then on Sundays, we're doing it at 3 o'clock. Because I haven't heard otherwise that folks want to change that. So 3 o'clock on Sunday for the Brunch Edition. We won't be doing date night for a couple more weeks, hoping when we change the lights, it will be a better situation. Hey, you. What? Oh, the dog's looking in all of my done. You wonder what happens to all of these projects when I finish. Hey, stop. The dogs eat them. No mystery box today. But if you are in the market for a really awesome machine, a Cricut machine, any of them, they're all on sale today, and I only think for a couple more days, just a couple of days. So you can get an Explore Air 2 for $179, the Maker for $299, which is the lowest I've ever seen it, I think. And then the Joy, which is not technically on sale, but they have a lot of bundles. So if you are going to, or you're in the market to buy a new machine, this is the weekend you want to do it. So think in terms of Mother's Day or birthdays coming up, or I don't know, anything else. And once you get that new machine and set it up, we'll get you going right here. Don't need to be intimidated by anything. So that was the announcement, the first announcement. Oh, the second announcement is starting on Sunday, we are going to have a card making fiesta or seminar. I don't know what you want to call it. Let's make it sound really good. Card making extravaganza. But we are going to make all different kinds of cards. We're going to make box cards. We're going to make pop-up cards. We're going to make gatefold cards. We're going to make fold and tuck cards. We're going to make our own insert card on Sunday with the joy. Remember, because we always do Sundays with the joy. And let's see, what other ones? These trifolds that look really cool, including that one that I posted about, which is the carousel. That's a trifold card. So we're doing all cards every day for as long as it takes, or at least 2 weeks. Let's just do it that way. So at least 2 weeks, and I will try to figure out something about how to do mystery material as well with the cards. So I'm going to keep with our schedule, but I'm going to just try to make it all about cards. Yeah, of course cards can be made on the Maker. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I am a card freak. I love making cards, and I don't know, just for me, it's the perfect little gift. And yeah, so I just think they're so awesome. And what I usually do is I make 2 at once so I can keep one and hopefully keep it away from my dogs from chewing on it. And then I can give the other one away. So we are just going to do all kinds of cards. We're going to have a blast. You guys, if you like a card, you're going to want to tune in. And if you are working or blah, blah, doing something like that, you can always go to YouTube and watch them on Not So Easy for Some. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have fun. You're going to feel accomplished. We're going to have a bunch of cards that you're going to be able to do on any machine, and with all from, well, I want to say all of them are going to be graphics from Design Space, because I was hoping to put in there a graphic from next Friday for 3D Friday. I was hoping to do an outside designer for that. Okay, so let's get going. Those are my announcements. Sorry, no mystery box. It'll come. I guess that would tell you we always have one a month, right? So if it's the end of the month, then I guess next week is the last week of the month. So I guess that means next week. I don't know, but I can't tell you guys that stuff. I don't even know half of it half the time. So, all right, let's get started on this. So this project is called a Daffodil Tealight, and I got it here. Let me show you. I'm going to go to this website, and it's called Dreaming Tree, but the website is 3dsvg.com. Now, just a little background about this site. They do, obviously, 3D projects. All of their projects are 3D, and some of them can be very complex. So what they do to entice people, and I'll just show you a few, like look at these gorgeous flowers. I mean, just really seriously beautiful, beautiful things. Okay. But so what they do to sort of entice people is they offer a lot of free files. So here are the free files, and all you need to get the free files is an account with them. So you just put in your name and address and email. Nothing gets sent to you, but they will put you on their email newsletter. You can opt out if you don't want to be there. So here are the free SVG files, and generally speaking, they add at least 2 of them a month. And so that means they've got, 100 or more of these files here, and they span all the different seasons and all the different holidays. And it's definitely worth going through, and there's no limit. You can bag all of them if you want. It's up to you. But for today, what we're going to do, and this is on page 4, we're going to do this Daffodil Tealight. it says free SVG. So I'm just going to add it to my cart. And while I'm here, you'll notice that this Tealight has yellow vellum and green vellum in it. So we are going to also, just for the heck of it, we're going to also choose this spring vellum color pack free PDF. Put that in your cart as well. Then go up to the search and search for vellum. Even if you're not going to use this, it's a good idea to understand how this works, okay? Now, we need the yellow from the Halloween to do this daffodil. I don't know why there's no yellow on the spring vellum pack, but there isn't. So you have to grab both of these vellum packs, and then you would go and proceed to checkout. It's $0. And so all you need to do is place your order. Once you place your order, which I'm doing again, probably for the zillionth time, let's see, once you do that, you'll see these squares, these like kind of bluish gray squares, and you're going to click on each one of those. And what that's going to do, it's going to initiate a download to your computer. Now, this might be slightly different for you if you're using a different kind of computer or your iPad. I did contemplate showing you on the iPad this, but I think we have to reserve that for another day, maybe next week. But we'll just do it on the computer here just so you can see it better, because most people, I think, work on a computer for right now. So we're going to just click on each one of those, and I have a Macintosh, so what it does is it immediately comes down like a little bouncing ball, and it comes into my downloads file. Now, Macintosh will automatically unzip them. Some of these files will come in zipped. Okay. And Mac will unzip them for you. Okay. But you may need to unzip them with an unzipping tool if you have like a Mac. Microsoft. I don't know all of those things, but I do know that sometimes you have to unzip. Okay. So when you go to your downloads file or wherever downloads go, so here I am in my downloads file, and you'll see I have a number of files. So here are the 3 files I just downloaded. I have the Daffodil Tealight 3dsvg.com. I have the Spring Vellum Colors Pack, and I have the Printable Vellum Colors. It's the one for Halloween. Okay, so first let's talk about the vellum. All right. Vellum is, what is vellum? First of all, vellum is a paper that's it's interesting. It's like a translucent paper that originally was made out of like animal skin, but it's not anymore. And it's a very smooth look to it. And plus it ends up being translucent. So there is my yellow and there's my green vellum. So what you can do in this case, it's hard to find vellum in all these different colors. So what the folks at 3D SVG or Dreaming Tree put together was this PDF that had all of these vellum colors. So what you'll need to do this is you'll need a printer that prints in color. And you'll need some 8.5 by 11 inch vellum paper, okay? And then what you do is you'd open up one of these two. So see, it's a spring vellum pack. Let's close this one. So I want, for this, I need green and yellow, right? So I'm going to choose the sea green PDF. And when you click on that, it opens up just a big page of green, okay? And then what you would do is you would choose to file print, okay? And you would put your vellum into the printer, and then you would print this. Now, right now, my printer is not working. It wouldn't work for me this morning, okay? So I can't show you how this prints out. I'll try, but I doubt it's going to even work. But this is what you would do, okay, is you would go there, do the green. Then you can go back to your, and you do this before you cut out the file, okay? So then you would go back to your other one and find the yellow one, and then you would do File and you would print the yellow one. All on this vellum paper. Now this takes up an enormous amount of ink, so I would not suggest that you do this unless you're aware of the fact that you're going to be using a lot of ink. And I have something called Instant Ink by HP, or if you have one of those echo chamber printers that has a lot of ink, that's where this comes in handy. If you don't have a printer or you don't want to print your vellum in colors, I have a couple of solutions for you, okay? So stick with me and we'll do that. But that's how you do it. So you would print off 2 sheets, 8.5 by 11 of yellow, one in yellow and one in green, if you wanted to do it this way. So then we can go ahead and go to our design space. Okay, now I happen to have all this here, but I'm just going to, someone's saying that design space uploading is a bit of a bear this morning, so I don't really know what's going on there, but let me save this and we'll start from scratch. So here's new. So you've downloaded the files, you've printed your vellum, so let's get that file in and cut it, okay? So we're going to go here to upload, all right here, upload. And I don't know if any of you have ever done this. So basically what we're doing is, this is so that if you have an outside designer, and Cricut has awesome files, it really does. However, there are some really amazing designers, and Dreaming Tree is one of them, and a lot of their files are free. We had a free week. I think we had a free week last year, so and I went over a number of the different places. A couple others that I really, really love are Lori Whitlock, and she has regular sales. She doesn't have a lot of free stuff, but she has regular sales, and her prices are really low to begin with. So like she'll do a 30% off or 40% off, sometimes even 50, and her files are like $2. So you're getting like a really great file for $1. So it's pretty cool. And then there's also my friend Mary, who just had a baby, over at SVGcuts.com, and she makes the most exquisite files, but she hasn't been producing as many files lately because of the baby. So there are all kinds of freebies available, and there are also paid files, just so that you know. So the thing with access is, when you pay for your access, whether it's monthly or yearly, you have access to hundreds, really almost 200,000 images in Design Space, and that includes fonts as well. So I usually just stick with Access and assume that most of you are Access customers when I do my projects. Okay, so this is unusual for me to do, but I want to show you how to do it. Okay. So here we go, image. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that file that we downloaded and we're going to upload it into Design Space. So we're going to go to upload and we're going to choose this box, upload image. Let's not pay attention to this, although I did have a request about pattern fill, and I can show you how to do that in the future, but we're going to just do this upload image. So we're going to go upload image, and you'll see it says drag and drop files here or browse. So I'm going to choose browse, and it's going to open up, I hope, my download file. So here's my download file. Remember, that's where we had those vellums, right? The vellum colors. What we're going to do is we're going to go to downloads, and we are going to find the file we downloaded, Daffodil Tealight. Okay, we're going to click on that, and you will see that folder has a PDF, which you do not want to bring into Design Space, okay? However, you might want to print it on your printer because it shows all the different pieces on this file. It also has a JPEG, which is just an image of what you're doing. You don't want to pull this in, but you want to go to the file that says SVG. Okay, now the way that Dreaming Tree does this is they have their SVGs separated by color, okay? So, or by, color or theme or whatever. So in this case, to do this file, you need to bring in all 5 SVGs to do this. Sometimes, and we see here, there is a file that says solid score lines, okay? And when we have that, if you want to use your scoring wheel or your scoring stylus, this is where you would choose those SVGs. But they are basically duplicates of these ones, okay? So we're not going to kind of worry about those. So I'm just going to pull in each one of these SVGs. So this one's the base. This is the main piece. And there's our vellum leaves, and there's our patterned piece, and there's our vellum yellow. So I'm going to go through and open each one and save each one to my design space. Okay. So I'm going to upload and see how they sort of come here to my recent uploads file. So I've already uploaded this once before. I don't really need this one. I could delete it if I wanted to. So recent uploads, let me show you my recent uploads, and then I show you all of the recent uploads. I often will upload files and just sort of keep them here until I'm ready to cut them. And it's sort of like a free library, image library, kind of like Access, okay? So look at all of my uploads here that I can use, but you haven't created a actual file for it yet. I'm just uploading the images. So now I'm ready to create an actual file. So I am going to take all 5 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, all those 5 pieces of my SVG that I downloaded, and I'm going to bring them in to Design Space. Okay. Oh, hi. Welcome, Karen. Karen's a first-time watcher. Okay, so I'm going to bring them in to Design Space. That seemed to work. Okay, so you're almost ready to cut this thing out. I just want to show you all the different pieces. So this is vellum. We're going to cut that in vellum. We're going to cut this in vellum, 2 different colors. Remember, you do not need to cut the same color as they're suggesting. We don't have to worry because, we do our own thing here, right? But so I'm going to show you what I did. I did try to cut this in tissue paper. It led to an incredible mess. However, and I used my rotary blade and everything. It was just a mess. I don't know why. It should have done fine, but I think I used too sticky of a mat. So tissue paper, crepe paper, but vellum is what they're asking you to do here. And you also see on the right-hand side that it will say vellum. Okay, so this one says panels green vellum, and this one says panels yellow vellum. Now, the other pieces that are not vellum, so let's move those away, are these 3 pieces, the main pieces of the SVG. This is the base, okay? It's just like a little pizza box. Okay, so you just create a little base, which I've cut out in some cutesy paper from Echo Park. And then here is the main piece, and it has all 4 sides there. It has also an extra square, and that extra square goes on the inside. I'll show you how that works, okay, on the inside. And then this last piece, which is, sorry, I think Hey! It snowed out last night, so I think that my friend is coming to shovel me out. It wasn't a lot of snow, though. I mean, my son could do that. But anyway, so this last piece, which is, it showed as pink, but it says on the right-hand side, pink pattern. Now, one thing I did notice here is I did cut this out in a patterned paper. I want to show you because I hope I'm not losing my mind here. So I cut these out in this pattern. This happens to be a double-sided thing. And you'll notice that, see how the daffodils are going certain ways. There are 4 different daffodils here. Move these over, okay? So there are 4 different daffodils here. And so essentially you would, this one would go here, and this one would go here, right? And this one would go here, and this one would go here. But for some reason, I got messed up. Maybe because I cut it out twice. That might be it. That is it. Okay, sorry. I'm going to have to show you how to get around that. I cut out 2 of these, and I actually kept, instead of all 4, I kept 2 of just this one and 2 of just this one, see? And then I ended up putting 4 aside and 4 towards my project. And what that ended up meaning was I had to turn these. So I have different paper here than I do here. And that's the problem. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if you cut this out once or if you cut it out twice, just make sure that you're putting the 4 pieces aside. If you're using a pattern, you're putting the correct 4 pieces aside. Not like, so do what I say, not what I do. Okay? All right. So before you can cut this out, if you're going to use these dashed cut lines, and that's what those are. Those are dashed cut lines that are going to serve as scoring. Okay. And, you know what I was thinking? I wonder if you could use the perforation tool for the dashed cut lines. You know, it just dawned on me. Hey, Susan, what do you think? Do you think you could use the perforation tool for the dashed cut lines? I think that would be kind of interesting. Anyway, that's something that we can talk about later. But anyway, so we've got these 2 pieces that have the dashed cut lines. And these dashed cut lines serve as scoring. So what you want to do is look over here on this layer. You see this layer, and it has 2 different pieces to it. So we have this highlighted. It has the score lines, and then it has the cut all around. Now, the score lines will only cut dashed, so it won't be like a straight cut, so that makes it scoreable, right? But you do need to attach them. Okay, so I'm clicking on this one and I'm attaching. You have to do this for every uploaded file that, at least right now anyway, you have to do this for every uploaded file that you are using, because otherwise, if you just went to make it without doing it, you will have a whole mat all by itself with just those dashed score lines. So if that's ever happened to you, just go back and make sure that you attach it. So now if we go to make it, no more mat without a cut, okay? And so you'll notice we have 5 different mats. So here is the vellum piece, there's the vellum piece, and then we have the base, the main piece, and then the patterned piece on top, okay? So you just go ahead and cut them out, pick out your papers. They do have a suggested paper on that PDF, and you can just sort of follow that or do your own thing, and then you're ready. Once you get it all cut out, you're ready to put it together. I don't really need to show you how to cut this out because it is a straight cut, but I will tell you that if you are using vellum, whether you're using colored vellum or not, you need to make sure you use a really good mat for vellum. It's kind of like party foil in that it really needs to be on a mat really, really well. Now, I did try this with tissue paper, as I mentioned. The tissue paper just got completely ruined. And honestly, to do tissue paper, you need a maker and you need a rotary blade. That's what I found out anyway. And so I did use my rotary blade, but it didn't work out well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the rotary blade for another project, because instead of sort of going through that. But if you don't want to, what you don't want to do is you don't want to fuss about or get all overexcited about the vellum, because there's a couple of things that you can do otherwise. Now, if you don't have the colored vellum, you can color it yourself, which is what I did today. Or you can use just plain vellum. It's still going to look great. Or you can use tissue paper, but don't cut it on your machine. Rather, cut this out in just any old piece of scrap paper, and then trace on your tissue paper, because it is just a mess on the machine. Okay, so let's put this thing together, and I'm going to show you that little trick with the vellum as well. All right, are we all set? Oh yeah, so oh yes, Susan, thank you. So the great thing about the joy and outside designers is that outside designers can't put score lines in. That's why they use those dash cut lines. And the joy doesn't score, right? So what makes it a perfect marriage with the joy is you can use outside designers, including Dreaming Tree, and not have to worry about replacing those score lines, because those are cut lines. So if you wanted to do this on your joy, would work 100%. Now the size might be an issue, and what I would suggest is that you try to work around this, and there are little tricks and such on how to work around it. I can show you that at a different time as well. So let's put this thing together. Let's go down here. Oh, Hobby Lobby sells. See, we don't have Hobby Lobby here. Okay, so this is what we're putting together. It's pretty simple. It's got a base, which I cut out in a very pretty Echo Park paper. And then it's got this one piece that we're going to put the vellum in on the inside, right? And then we put the pattern paper on the front. Then we put it together, and then we put a little Tealight in there, and it will give off just a really nice glow, and we'll see the green and the yellow. Now, as I mentioned, I normally print this because I have HP Instant Ink. However, my Instant Ink was not working today. No, my printer was not working today. I don't know why. It just decided it didn't want to work today, and I have to play with it. So instead, I decided I was going to color it. Now, these are just they're these brush pens. They're nothing special. I got a whole slew of them. I don't know, 120 different pens, and all different colors. So that's why I got it, because I think it was like $30 for all these colors, and they're water-based, not alcohol-based. So what I decided to do was just take my brush marker on the side and just sort of color the front-facing piece that I'm going to use in my file. Now, that did mean that I ended up with a lot of ink on my fingers, but that's okay. You don't actually have to even do it all the way to the edge, and it will cause it to curl up, but that's okay. We'll fix that, okay? So just go ahead and color this. Now, the other thing too is if you want to use the tissue paper, you can. All right, but what I would do is I would just cut this out by hand on the tissue paper, and it doesn't have to be that precise. I mean, it's very precise on here, but if you're using the tissue paper, don't get all like crazy, because oh my gosh, you didn't get all of those little spots. I mean, the point of the whole thing is to cover those openings, but not the entire thing is going to be covered. So you don't have to worry about coloring it all around the edges like this, but you will end up with some ink on your fingers, so that's okay. All right, then it just proves you're working. Okay, all right, so that's what I did for this. And I'm just showing you how I did this. And you'll do it better because you're not rushing to get it done and for camera. But you'll be a little more precise, and you'll probably use a nice little thing as a protector underneath your so you don't ruin your thing. And I did this also with the yellow. I actually colored it beforehand. So I'm just going back to just sort of fill it in with yellow. Okay. So this is if you did not do the printer or you didn't get colored vellum. Okay. You can actually color it with a water-based marker. And that's exactly what I did here. All right, let's see, is this the last one? Yeah, this one. So I did this before I cut it out, and then those I did afterwards, okay? All right, let those dry. All right, let's start putting this together. So here is our base, okay? And you'll see there are those dashed cut lines in here. Right here. So we're just going to start folding at all of those score lines. Just like that. I'll be really honest, I like the dashed cut lines better than the scoring. I don't know why, but I just do. And most of the time, as long as you're using the right kind of paper, it doesn't cause a problem. So, but some people prefer it otherwise. So, to each his own. All right, so I'm going to fold it so that this side's facing out, but I did do it on pattern paper, so I could do it either way. So let's put this together. It's like a pizza box, as I mentioned. There are these 4 little tabs on the outside edges, and you're going to first do those. So put your glue. I'm using my Barely Art Precision Craft Glue today. But you're going to put your glue on here. And you can start at any space that you want. I just happen to start here. And what I'm doing is I am matching up, see this tab? I'm matching it up here. So I'm creating a box. Try to get as straight as possible because you do want your box not to be wobbly. And hold it for a few seconds so that it stays, and then just move on to the next tab. So here's the other tab. Okay, so just make sure you give it enough time to really adhere, because if it comes undone, you'll need to go back and hold it, because you want to make sure it is going to be laying flat on your surface, okay? I'm doing my 3rd tab now. I don't think I put enough glue on there. Oop, no, I put too much glue. Okay, so the 3rd tab. Now, it gets a little bit hairier in when you're doing the 3rd and the 4th, like this, because you have to stick your finger in, and these tabs we're going to be working with just after this. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and now the 4th one, which is going to close up the box. Well, not really close up, but it will shore up the 4 box. This pattern is from 3dsvg.com, and it is a free file. Is that what you mean, pattern, or do you mean the paper that I'm using, Leanne? So 3D SVG, it's called the Daffodil Tealight, and it's free. Okay. And the paper that I'm using is actually from Echo Park. I think it's from their spring collection. And I can show you what that looks like in a second. Okay, so now we have this little pizza box, and we have to close it up by putting some glue on these tabs, which we're going to do real quick. Let's put it on these tabs. All right. Obviously, you guys are going to be more precise. You'll do it better than I do it because you're not like rushing for the video. Okay, so here you go. Now I just make sure that I've got all of that box and that it's nice and like not wobbly on my base, because that's where your thing is going to rest on there. Okay, so there's your little pizza box. Put that aside. The next is this big piece that you cut out in a nice like key lime color. I think that's what they called it, key lime. And we're going to just go ahead and fold on all of those tabs. So there are these bottom tabs and then there are these side tabs. So let's go ahead and fold there, going one way, flip it over, go the other way, okay? Same with the bottom. Flip it over and do the other side. However, we are not going to glue this closed, not yet, because we need to put the fronts on and we need to put the vellum on the inside, okay? So here I have it facing down. I know this is my front, so this is my down. So I'm going to take my little vellum pieces that I've colored and I have to match them up with the cutout. So this is what I mean. Like you don't have to be so super precise because there's a little bit of overlap, okay? So in this case, this one goes here. Now what I am doing is making sure the colored part that I did with my marker is facing away from me, okay? Because I'm working on the inside, all right? So before you start gluing, make sure all your pieces fit. So there's the colored side, flip it over and put it in this way, okay? And then as far as the pieces of green that we colored, flip them over, and then you have to go and match them. These are not as easy as the flower heads, but they do fit. Okay, so now I know all my pieces are going to fit and where they're going to fit. So I'm going to start from one side and I am going to put not glue on my vellum, but I'm going to put tiny little dots. You do not want a lot of glue when you're working with vellum. It gets wavy or wrinkly very quickly, and I'm actually probably putting a little too much on. But I'm just dotting a very tiny amount in there, and then I'm going to lay it on top where I put that glue, and I am going to make sure it's really secure on there, because if it's not, the vellum will curl and get wrinkly. Very important. Not a lot of glue, and make sure it's really attached there, okay? Same with the green. Just want to get some glue in the little spots where the cuts are so that it doesn't like lift up, but not a lot of glue. Okay, and then place that on there. Really hold it down. Good, okay. And let's do the next one. We'll just keep working on there. Remember, you want the colored side towards, no, away from you, towards the front of the project. Oops, this is going to go here. Look, I got a little green on that. Oh, well. Not perfect. Now, there are, if you really fall in love with this file, there are a ton of these similar kind of like Tealight files. There's one that I did in a firefly. No, firefly? Not a firefly. What do you call it? A dragonfly. That I did for my girlfriend's husband's memorial. And people thought they were professionally done. I did them with gold translucent. Absolutely gorgeous. They looked so beautiful. She had this memorial in a barn in Rowley. And And the tables were all like just dressed up, very country style. Looks so beautiful. And we had them on each of the tables, and it was starting to get dusk, and they sort of lit up. Just looked so beautiful. So, I mean, you don't need to pay a lot of money for files. And I suppose, you know, if you're looking for something like this, you could probably find it on Etsy, but hey, it's free. So why, you know, why buy something like this on Etsy when you can get it for free from these folks? So check out all of their free files because they're really cool. Keep working and just keep the same sort of, you know, the same sort of thing, you know, good pressure on there, not a lot of glue. Make sure it's really down there good. I'm almost done. Stick with me. And again, you'll do this better. I'm just kind of rushing through, but you can do it better because you'll take your time. Okay. We're almost done, but even after we finish this, we're not going to close it up just yet. We're going to put our panels on first. Best to do it while it's flat. Whoops. This one here, see, it's not quite covering all of those little spots, so I might have to lift it a tiny bit. Come on. Okay, so now when you turn it over, you see your vellum. Another thing about if you use too much glue, you'll see it come out on the vellum. I'm going back and recoloring this just because it's not nearly as colorful as I wanted it to be. All right. Okay, and does the green need a little help? Yeah, it does maybe a little bit. Ah, oh, man, look what I did. All right. See, I was trying to fix it, make it look so beautiful. And I got it on my vellum. Oh, well. I don't know how you guys put up with me. I'm such a klutz. Okay, so here are the pieces that we're going to use for the outside, the panels. And you see that this, I cut it out for this plaid, and it fits like right over there. And this one fits right over there. But then I got to these two, and I'm like, what's going on, right? What I realized was I cut them both out together, and I took the wrong pieces. And so I'm going to have two that are like this, just so you know. So I flipped it over because it's patterned paper. And so now I'll have one side that has this plaid and the other side that has this flower. So I think that was a good fix for my failure. All right, so I'm going to just turn this over and do the same thing. It's paper though, so you can be a little more aggressive about your glue. And you don't have to worry about it curling so much, but still try to keep on the low amount of glue business. All right. And we're just going to place that in there. Make sure it's sticking all over the place. And see how it's coming together. So cute. We have our base already made. Now we're just making the main piece. And then when we get done with this, we're going to attach the two together. So cute. And you can really change this up, and that's what I like about the Dreaming Tree files. You can, you know, they pick their colors, but I like to sort of change it up to be what my colors are. or what I have for paper. And if you don't have this pretty pattern paper, don't worry too much about it. It's really not that necessary. This would look good in solid as well. Okay, so don't feel like you need to go out and buy all this pretty patterned paper. However, I will tell you that I did get this Echo Park paper from one of my new favorite places, and this is the Echo Park. This is what it looks like. It was from the Happy Easter collection kit. I'll tell you a little bit about the collection kit in a second, okay? So just keep on, stay with me here and we'll put this together, okay? Almost done with this part of the project. This would look really good on maybe like a church social, on the tables on a church social, or Easter Sunday supper or something like that, or even as little placemats for dinner, or even just, you know, on your sofa table or coffee table. It's just so cute. It's a little burst of color, isn't it? Okay, so I have my patterns all on, and then I have my vinyl. My vellum, I have vinyl on the brain. My vellum is on the back. So now what I'm going to do, flip it over, and you see that there's a tab right here. We're going to fold it in half, exposing this tab out, and put some glue on this tab. This is important. This part is important because you want it to be able to be squared off. So then tuck in that tag and make sure that it is adhering to the inside edge. So I'll show you. See that? Doing it flat like this is really important because it will look better and you don't have to worry, did I put it on straight? Now, usually when I do that, I kind of just make sure I fold it either way. So, yep, it's kind of like a box card, right? And then I'm going to flip it over and put my glue here on these 3 tabs. You still have one more piece to put on after you do this. All right, but you're going to put this here and make sure that it's all nice and lined up, really squared off. Like that. And you can do this. I've done this before, you know, or with a pen to make sure that those tabs are really grabbing. That glue is really grabbing on the tabs. And then this is the last piece. And it is, at first I thought, it goes in here. And you don't even need to glue it, but it hides all your little tabs. Isn't that cute? It kind of gives it a little more, I don't know, stability. And then you just glue this to this. And you have a lovely Daffodil Tealight that took you next to no time to make. And it was free. And you learned a lot of tricks. And you're going to feel so accomplished. You might want to use this here. Just like this. Make sure it's on there. Good. And that's it. All you need is a little tea light to put inside there. Okay. I'm just going to show you real quick what I used for products so that you know what I used. This is the collection kit. I think this is the one that I got this particular that pattern from. It's called Happy Easter. It's a collection kit from Echo Park. And what's a collection kit? Well, they've been making these collection kits for a while, and what they are basically is a number of double-sided papers. And so in this case, I think you give you 12, let me check, 12 double-sided papers all around a theme. And then they usually give you one sheet of stickers. So there are the stickers. So if you like to scrapbook or you like to make cards, I use them mostly for cards, but they give you 2 of each. So that way you can get, you know, either side if you're using it for one-sided stuff. I don't use my stickers all that often. I really should. I have a whole bunch of these. And you can buy these collection packs. Sometimes you can buy them at Hobby Lobby, although I am not a Hobby Lobby person. I just don't have one near me. And they don't sell these things at Michael's, but you can buy them online. The last time I got these, I got them at 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And they had a really nice selection. I have also gotten them at Craft Direct before. The pens that I used are, look at all these pens. Wow. All these pens in all these different colors, which I thought was pretty cool. They're not a real name brand. I got them at Amazon, but look at all the different colors I got. So there are better pens available for sure. However, they're expensive. And why not, if you're just kind of like you just want to get some pens. This was really a good deal. It's called 120 watercolor dual brush pen set. Amazon. I got them by Pagos. Okay, and they're water based, not alcohol based or ink, like a dye pigment ink. And so you can use them and still clean if you use rubber stamps, you can use that. Okay. So could you use a Sharpie? Could you use a Sharpie? I don't know. I do have a Sharpie around here somewhere. I'll have to try that and get back to you. Okay, April? But said, girl, you don't need any more paper. No one has ever said, girl, you don't need any more paper. I've bought the same collection kit more than once, because I love the paper in it so much. And I just love Echo Park Paper Company. They're just really great. Anyway, that's it for today. We've got these beautiful, awesome Tealights to sort of, I know I'm running a little long this week, even though I'm trying to talk faster. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just doing more difficult things or something. I don't know. Just talking more. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. Yes, you're right with yarn. You need a yarn stash to feel really good so that you can, I can make that. I have the stuff. And isn't it always, it's so relaxing to go to the craft store or to shop online anyway. Anyway, that's it for today, everyone. And don't worry, you can, if you missed it or you missed part of this, there's a lot of information in here. So definitely go to YouTube and catch that replay. Make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to put your name in for our Cobalt Blue Cutie giveaway. And we're going to be doing that. I think next week we pick the winner on that one. We'll do it live. And let's see. So next week, don't forget, we've got, it's card extravaganza, It's card extravaganza week, or maybe 2 weeks. We're going to have a really fun time. So, all right. I'm so excited about it. All right, everyone. Love you guys. Have a great day. And we will see you again on Sunday afternoon. We're going to do 3:00 Eastern time. We'll try it again at that time and see if that works. It was a little late for me, but I think a lot of people are on at that time, so that's good. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again Sunday, okay? Take care. Fabric is, total weakness with fabric. Fabric, yarn, and paper. That's all. I'm a simple girl. I just want fabric, yarn, and paper. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.